My name is Tristan, and my book is called Frontier Fever by Elizabeth Van Steenwyck. At first, this book really caught my eye because of the cover. I always enjoyed reading about history, so I figured I would give it a shot. There are multiple characters in my book. It never really sticks to one character. Most of them are professional doctors and Indians that are well known. The book is placed way back in 1620 when the Mayflower landed at Plymouth Rock. Throughout the book, it discusses the hard times they had with teaching themselves and creating their own methods for medicine and healing processes. One interesting fact that I learned is that the pioneers learned better healing processes and methods from the Indians. Throughout the book, I learned many more facts. When the Mayflower arrived with 102 passengers, there was only one doctor. In 1765, the first medical school was opened in Philadelphia, and after, medical schools were built all around. They didn't have cadavers when they started their medical schools, so they just learned by lectures and bedside observations. People believed that by wearing garlic or placing an onion in the window would prevent colds, and putting egg whites over cuts would prevent infection. Michigan was known as the land of ills, where most doctors ended up. Most of the physicians moved to where there was a breakout of a disease. Dr. Drake, who was one of the most known physicians, founded 3 of the medical colleges. Most of the pioneers did anything they could to avoid malaria, even if it was covering themselves in mud. Another known doctor was Samuel Fuller. He practiced bloodletting, purged, and blistered. 44 pilgrims died the first half year because of spreading of diseases. 4 basic elements of the body, blood, yellow bile, and black bile, required for good health is what they believed. Most treatments were inaccurate. They used hot plasters to make people sweat and blister their skin. They believed that would dry out impurities within their body. The colonists had a hard time adjusting to the medicine, which was ways of the Native Americans, but had similarities in some ways that had a medicine man, healer, or a practitioner. Evil spirits were thought as the disease for the natives. What we know as today as pink eye was caused by greasy smoke. Fern tea, lobelia garlic, salicin were garlic cures of scurvy. Natives were really familiar with anatomy, and surgery was performed. Herbs were also used to relieve contractions for women. Another interesting fact is that Native American women nursed their children till they were 3. Natives had good hygiene before the white settlers came. The only part of authority they had was survival. They had a lot of ways to cure vomiting that must have happened a lot. Indians loved white people's bread. Most of the time, they would sneak into the huts and steal it. Treating a wound with squirrel brains and ginseng leaves doesn't sound very pleasant.